And let's welcome, on that note, to CC. Joining us is Rohan Agarwal. Now, Rohan is somebody who builds wallets. He's the co-founder for CyberRock, and he's been doing lots of stuff on how to keep them safe, different ways in which you can actually get enrolled into the system, etc. So lots of stuff to discuss with Rohan. Also joining us is Shinam Arora. She is the COO of Wrapped Asset Project. Hi, welcome to CC as well. Let me begin with Rohan first. Rohan, first tell us, for people who are beginners, right, into the crypto space and are still depending on exchanges, etc., to do their trade, what would be a right time for somebody to take a call on when to make a move to their own wallet?
Thanks, Sonal, for having me. It's been a pleasure here. So, I mean, it depends person to person. What we have generally observed is if you have at least, $2,000 worth of crypto and above, which is about at least 1.5 lakh rupees, then it's a good time to switch over to a cold wallet. I mean, it all depends upon your risk profile. So if you have a few hundred rupees, a few thousand rupees, which, you're okay to lose if something worse happens, then, for liquidity purpose, it's okay to keep it on an exchange. I'm sure, exchanges like CoinSwitch have the best sort of security to keep those assets safe, but just to protect against the risks which are there with a specific exchange or maybe for a hot wallet. The right time to switch over to a cold wallet like ours is maybe if you have, at least $2,000 or about 1.5 lakh rupees.
The money at stake should really be telling you how and where you put your money and whether or not you put it in wallets or not.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, it's more like, if it exceeds your risk profile, it's always, important to buy a hardware wallet, which is simply like the simplest form of a cold wallet for a retail investor. You can buy it anywhere between from $100 to about $300. And it is wise enough to invest 10% of your total crypto holdings, because your crypto is going to 2x, 3x, 5x, 10x in the next few months, in the next few years. So you obviously don't want to lose out on your gains in case something happens to those assets tomorrow.
So $100 to $300 is what it costs there as well. Shinam, let me come to you. Your thoughts on when should one make a move towards wallets? What kind of wallets should one look at? There's a huge market out there, some software ones, some hardware ones.
Hi, Sonal. Firstly, I would say if you want to give a demonstration of how a wallet works, you can transfer 1 BTC to me instead of Sana.
Let me think about that one. Let me see. Sana is, by the way, the producer of the show, and she's not going to be very pleased with this.
I'm so sorry. So I would actually say, Sonal, I think it depends on the kind of investor I am in. So if I am the kind of person who probably does it like day-to-day basis on exchange, there are a lot of people probably, who don't understand the crypto market. Their intention of using crypto is to make everyday gains. So for short-term investments, I believe that using it on an exchange, I think it's suggestible, because every time you withdraw from a hot wallet to a cold wallet, there is a transaction charge on that as well.
Right.
So if you're going to do it often, you wouldn't want to spend money on that. And for cold wallet, I think you need to be a long-term investment when you look at the big picture. And also another thing is you need to be a little tech savvy, because, you have to put it in a pen drive, try to connect. And for looking at people who are not really tech savvy, I wouldn't really recommend a cold wallet.
I see. No, both fair points over there, except the bit about transferring you Bitcoin. We'll talk offline about that one. Let me go back to Rohan then. Rohan, tell me, how exactly are these wallets built? Because ultimately, even the exchanges bank on wallets, right? So would you say, in the scheme of things, in the scheme of understanding the entire blockchain network, crypto, etc., wallets are so key? I mean, all of us have seen some horror, heard some horror stories about the amount of money one somebody had. I don't want to go back and name that person again. They put in there. So famous story, just for our viewers to know, is there was a gentleman who bought Bitcoin when it had just been launched, and till date is sitting on that with no key. That is like the worst horror in the world.
Absolutely, Sonal. I mean, and that's the reason why, what we are building is very key to solving those sorts of issues which are there in sort of the current wallets. I mean, an exchange, also use a crypto wallet behind the scene, but that's just so much more sophisticated because of the amount of funds they sort of hold on behalf of sort of their users. Wherein if you compare it to, a hot wallet or cold wallet that a retail investor uses, is much simpler for them. And the thing is, there's a different financial motivation. So for a hacker to hack an exchange, it is much financially motivation for them to hack an exchange compared to you, hacking you as a user, because that's not enough, financial motivation for them to hack your funds. And that's where a sort of a cold wallet comes into a picture.
Sure. Shinam, last question really, and quickly just want to understand, you have some tips. How do you remember your key perhaps? And you want to tell people what is this thing to remember?
Okay. So what I do is for trading, I anyways use exchange hot wallet because I'm okay with the loss. But for cold wallet, I download the crypto in my cold wallet, write the seed phrase, and I've actually given it to my mother to keep it in a locker in a bank so that in case if I forget or anything happens, she can use it. Second option with cold wallets nowadays comes is multi-sig wallets. So I have one hardware device and my family can have the other hardware device. So if anything goes wrong, I need 2 signatures to log in. So I would need 2 passwords. So even if somebody hacks or takes my physical hard drive physically with my hardware wallet, but they would need another address, and that is at safe at my hometown.
Right.
And another thing I would say is whenever I do it with wallets also, like hot wallets or internet, I do the transaction and I delete the extension from my web browser, delete all the history, delete everything.
Yeah. Right. Well, moms to the rescue. That's all I can say when it comes to crypto as well. So good way to engage them in the crypto conversation. Thank you both for joining us. This has been a fascinating conversation. We'll connect again. There's so much really to discuss in this space.